The Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators of Nigeria holds the investiture of its 30th president and chairman of the Governing Council in person of Mrs. Uto Ukpana. Our investiture follows a recognition as the first ever recipient of the Global Corporate Secretary of the Year Award by the Corporate Secretaries International Association. As president, she assumes office with the theme, expanding the scope of development, building on the legacy of visionary leadership. Yes, more.
The Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators of Nigeria hosts its 30th investiture of the President and Chairman of the organization, Mrs. Uto Ukpana. Corporate body dedicated to excellence in governance and public administration is honored with the presence of high-profile personalities, government personnel, industry leaders, and corporate governance stakeholders. Professor Hakeem Bello Osage, in his welcome address, gave a well-detailed evolution of the role of the company's Secretary for Corporate Governance in Nigeria, as he salutes the incoming president.
It was the company secretary that was substantially responsible to the evolution of a culture within an organization. She had a highly analytical mind. She was exceptionally hardworking. She had the capacity to think outside of the box. She was able to deal with people. She had a great sense of humor. As you approach the evening of your life, I simply pray that you have serenity.
Shaping the society through one technological advancement at a time is the former Minister of Communication and Technology, Dr. Omobola Johnson, who shared the keynote speech centered on the future of governance in the digital era, AI adoptions, and its implication for corporate governance.
However, while AI has shown to improve efficiency, productivity, and innovation, it also raises serious concerns around ethics, legal compliance, and workforce displacement. How can organizations ensure the ethical and responsible use of AI? With the case of Zillow, for example, if it had a more vigilant board and an appropriate AI governance structure, the company might have identified and mitigated all the possible risks that could occur during the implementation of its AI model. Instead, it relied too heavily on a monitored, market-sensitive AI system.
Please put your hands together for Mrs. Fumi Ekundayo, FCIS, to deliver a valedictory speech.
Delivering the valedictory speech is the outgoing president, the first female vice president and vice chairman of the Council of Institute, and later first female president-elect, Mrs. Fumilayo Ekundayo. She highlights some of the greatest impacts her tenure has had on the Institute, which includes the commencement of the ICSAN National Secretariat Building Project and the inauguration of the first chapter of the Institute in northern Nigeria. Amidst her speech, she shared heartfelt prayers for the incoming president.
Over these 2 years, we have also been able to promote corporate governance in public and private sectors. we elevated our advocacy of sound governance across both the public and private sectors. And our efforts in this regard were intentional and structured with a view to positioning ICSAN as a thought leader in governance advocacy. Our CGIM bill, I'm happy to say, has also passed the first reading, and I remain hopeful that this noble aspiration for the full passage of the bill will be realized in the not-too-distant future. The ICSAN National Secretariat Building Project is perhaps one of the most symbolic achievements this administration has achieved.
And then the woman of the moment, Uto Ukpana, takes to the stage accompanied by her husband and lawyer, Anyekon Ukpana.
This is the final moment, ladies and gentlemen, as we formally confer upon Ms. Ukpana the mantle.
In admiration, all applaud the outgoing president as she commenced the ceremonial placement of the emblem on the new president of the institute. An occurrence happening for the first time in the history of the Institute and Governing Council, which spans across 5 decades. Following the completion of the ceremonial investiture, she takes the sacred oath of office.
Do solemnly declare that I shall uphold the ethics of the profession.
That I shall uphold the ethics of the profession.
And that I shall bear true allegiance to the Institute.
And I shall bear true allegiance to the Institute.
I shall seek to at all times.
I shall seek to at all times.
Promote the interests of the Institute.
Promote the interests of the Institute.
Above my personal interests.
Above my personal interests.
In reciprocity, Mrs. Uto Ukpana decorates the outgoing president with the honorary medallion, after which she shares a heartfelt speech as the current president and second female president in the history of ICSAN, thanking major stakeholders and members of the institute for their support.
I stand here today deeply honored and profoundly humbled to accept the responsibility as the 30th President and Chairman of the Governing Council of the Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators of Nigeria, ICSAN. I accept this role not as a title, but as a call to service, a call to lead with integrity, to inspire with purpose, to serve with humility. My election as the second female President and Chairman of the Governing Council of our institute in almost 60 years is not merely a matter of chance or lip service to gender diversity. It is a clear demonstration of ICSAN's commitment to excellence, inclusive leadership, and meritocracy.
The 16th Emir of Kano, His Highness Dr. Muhammadu Sanusi II, speaks highly of the new president of the institute, a woman he describes as a good friend. He nudges her administration to foster their ongoing project in northern Nigeria, stating that the city of Kano will receive them with open arms.
For me, it's a good feeling to see how many years have passed and how we have retained this friendship and this relationship. So Uto is my sister. I'm proud of her. I wish you all the best. So I'm happy that Uto, you're coming to Kano, and please be assured that we'll be welcoming you with open arms. And we'll make sure that your foray into Kano will be successful.
The new president is described by most as a woman diligent and dedicated across her various roles in the diverse sectors, devoting herself to stewardship. More tributes roll in from close associates and business colleagues of the new president.
that if you work with integrity, dedication, and perseverance, one day you'll be celebrated too. It may not be as grand a vacation as this, but I believe that you will find it fulfilling in life.
Uto has been a pillar in corporate governance pursuits in Nigeria, and we're actually privileged and lucky to have her as one of us at MTN Nigeria.
Under a new leadership from Ms. Ukpana, we know things will be done well, will be compliant with the laws and regulations, and will take ICSAN to the next level. I already know that from having worked with her in the past, and we're confident that she will deliver on that. As we saw her take the mantle of leadership, what I can tell you is that it's a lady who has assumed the burden of leadership, and we know she'll discharge it.
She's a very well-grounded individual. She has a personal discipline and she's very focused. Quiet, very demure, and very, very disciplined. And she's a stickler for good governance and doing things right.
Your objective of fulfilling the building for the Secretariat and all the other lovely plans you have, we will stand behind you, we will support you, because we believe in your ability to make the Institute even greater than it has been over the last 59 years. Congratulations, and we look forward to working with you.
Mrs. Uto Ukpana is the company secretary of MTN Nigeria Communications Limited, a lawyer with wide and diverse professional experience, particularly in financial services, corporate governance, and telecommunications. She is a certified ethics officer with extensive global experience, having finished from the Ethics Institute, University of Stellenbosch. She sits on the board of several organizations, including educational institutions. She has been involved in the development of various corporate governance and ethics-related codes. With a smile of content stemming from the grand ceremony in her honor, she shares her plans as the current president of the Institute and chairman of the governing council.
We will continue to work with regulators to continue to enhance sound governance across institutions in Nigeria. And so we will continue to engage the National Assembly to ensure that we also align with the global institutes, which are peer institutes across various jurisdictions.
While the ceremony gradually comes to an end, the woman of the moment is surrounded by happy feet dancing to the celebratory tunes. The investiture of Mrs. Uto Ukpana as the 30th president and second female president of the Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators of Nigeria is a remarkable milestone in the history of the nation and a change that will hopefully impact the younger generations, tilting them towards equality and proper representation in corporate governance in Nigeria. Congratulations to the woman president. Here's to a successful tenure and more impactful milestones.
Congratulations to the woman president and every woman in power making a difference.
We see you and we celebrate you.